Hello again everyone, here's Ungi, and let's go for another sneak peek. And despite what you see behind me, no, it's not about machines. It's something that the machines will use. We're gonna talk about the Gregtech energy network, wiring, and some things I think of it. So let's go. First things first, I'm gonna load some cable. Let us grab the most basic cable, the chain wiring. Now let's start the explanation and try to keep up with me and be my weird way of talking, because this is gonna get complex. As you can see, it says the max voltage of 32 or low voltage, max amperage 1, this is important, and the loss by meter by amperage 2 evolts. Put in a single way. This cable can handle low voltage, so not so much different from IC2. The amperage is important for other things that we're gonna talk later, but the loss is something we must place in account. Just in the previous version of Industrial Craft 1.5 on arts, when the energy travel the cable, it's gonna lose 2 EU for EV for every block it walks. So we can say that it's pretty new, but you can just take your wire and cable it, and you got the thin cable, and you can see that the only thing changing is now the loss of amperage is reduced by half. That's applied to all cables. And don't mind, sometimes I'm gonna say amperage, sometimes I'm gonna say amperes. There's a lot of variation. Let us get more cable, because this as it is don't have much use. You can place 2 in a crafting table and you get double chain wire. Let's grab some. I'm gonna throw the excess here, the craft not anymore. Now let's place this. As you can see, it's just a bigger cable. But I will have it more dense. And as you see that the only difference now is the amperage that goes from 1 for 2. Now moving forward, if you take two double cables, we get a quadruple. A quadruple dense would have 4 amperages. The next one is just as good as 2. We get 80. As you see, max amperage 8. Let's grab some more. And let's place here just a comparison of hitbox. And now for the 3 last cables, we can either do 2 8 and we get 116, or we can make 1 8 and 104 to get a 12. This is important, just for a little. Let's place the 12 and finally 16. As you can see, the 16 dense cable with all the hitbox. What this means is this can still be insulated, this cannot. And just before, if approach an insulated cable that is conducting power, you're gonna get zapped. The only advantage on this above this is the amperage. This has 12, this has 16. So I just told you we can insulate this one. This is also a note. You need a rubber sheet to insert the cables now. The single and the double can be insulated with just one. However, for the 40 you need to use 2. The same for 8. No? The 80 already was 3? Yes. The 80 was already 3. That lowers the loss of amperage. And this one needs 4. Let's grab one just to see. And even if I place the 61 here and try 4, no, 5, no, 6, no, no, no. It's just too dense. And if you place the cable in the crafting, you get your cables back, so you don't lose. You see, now it takes the full width box, while the outer here don't. Now, things are gonna get complicated from now on. So, let us breathe again and explain. The most difference between the density of the cable is just the amperage. An insulated cable will lose more ampere than one insulated, but only the insulated ones can be brought to 16, the maximum density of any cable. We have tons of cable. Starting from here, we go all the way with all the cables for all different tiers. We should also take one from here just for keepers. So what the big deal about the amperage? In a simple way, those who play the Industrial Craft on Minecraft 1.5 know that it have many packets, and these packets can be as many as you want in the cable. Well, amperage is like that. It's packets of the same voltage a single cable can handle. So this thing can only handle one, this can 2, and so on up to 12, and then the 16. And that's pretty important, because not just if you exceed the voltage, but if you exceed the amperage of the cable catches fire. And that's not only that. For understanding more how complex this can be, we need to talk about the machines, like this basic macerator, because this has a different machine, a different mechanic. I'm gonna use a signs because I'm really suck at writing. So the machines no longer take just the voltage for operate, and that's now they require they request the voltage be amperage, and how much amperage a machine needs for each operation was this follow formula. It is the U of the recipe times 2, then divided by machine voltage. U of the recipe, the EU per tick. So if we compare just the EU for tick, 2 times divided by machine voltage. So let's say a recipe require 16 EU per tick. So 2 times 32 divided by machine voltage 1, and then at the end of the calculation you add another 1 value. So For that recipe, it will require 2 amperages to work properly. So if you try to power this machine with the one thing wire with just 1 amperage, it's not gonna work. But said so, every machine cannot and will not request more than 4 amperage from any case. And the reason for it to require more than just 1 ampere to operate is because, as I told you before, there is loss in the cable when transferred. So if the recipe require some voltage and just 2 amperage don't fit it, it requires another one, a third one, and even a 40. But not above 40, because this would mean that the machine is require more voltage than it is normally accepted. So all recipes that require more voltage than the machine itself can produce are disabled by default. Or if you make your cable too long, you may end up not being able to feed the machine with enough power to activate the machine, and you're gonna just waste power, just like before. Said so, let's take for example the 14 cable. Since it can hold 4 amperage, with this I could power 1 machine. However, that's just 1 machine. However, if I add another machine to the line and put to work, this too will require 4 amperage, but the cable can only handle 4. You see where we're getting at? Since the two together when in use will pass the max of the cable can handle, the cable will catch fire. So to power these 2 machines, I need to lose the 81. So let's replace the cable with the 81. Now I can power both. However, if I add another one, it will not enough to extend. We need to use the 12. This is probably what one single cable can feed without burning. And we're talking about machines. Since they all can request up to 4 amperage, then the plus of all 3 will make the cable. You can have more machines if you want to. However, you cannot work with all of them at all time. And in a side note, every machine is constantly getting 1 amperage to keep it operational, to fill the buffer, internal buffer, and so. Even those machines do not working right now, they are requesting 5. So there is only 7 remaining to be used. You need to keep this on mind on making the line in the future. However, this is a problem that only basic wiring have, because machines can request from 1 to 4 amperage. However, anything else can only and will only request 1 amperage. So, like this transformer I have here. This transformer, as you can see in the description, it accepts medium voltage, it outputs low voltage, and outputs 4 amperage of low voltage. And just I told you, each machine requests 4 amperage. So, if I attach one transformer on each machine. Yeah, I know that that is wrong, so forgive me. Then I pass a copper wire of a higher density, please. But in this case, let's go with this. This is a 4th copper cable, can handle 4 amperage. So if I pass this on the transformers, and the transformers only request 1 amperage, so I can feed these 3 machines with power with just this single line. So if I increase the cable to a 12, it means that I can power up to 12 transformers. So I can have all the machines placed like this, even like this. Then let's place some machines right here, 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 and here, and even here. Now we have 8 machines, 8 transformers, and the cable can hold 12. Simple? No, I know, it's complex. But basically, in the beginning, you're very strict what you can do. When you can start using the medium voltage and above, you can start to using better lines, your lines. You can stand a higher voltage. But be warned that the loss on amperage is also greater. You can run your main cable and then feed the transformers with the separated cables. What I'm going to show you now is just a guessing, but this information comes from some posts Greg made and some answers. I was keeping requesting because the cable seems to work more like Buildcraft pipe system. The cable do not inject power directly on the machines. It is the machines that require the power. So this is a 12 cable line. Let's say that I want to extend it to the side like here, but I don't want to keep wasting so much energy on all amperage. So if you take account all the 12 amperage, at every block it moves, I lose 17 2 U. That's bad. So if I can place this copper wire single on the side, but then you're gonna say, what? Are you crazy? It's gonna burn. This is 12, this is 1, but the machine only requests 1. So in theory, just in theory, since a transformer will never request more than 1 amperage, this cable should never melt, because it will never exceed the amount of requested. If I wanted to do the same with the machine, I would still need to use at least a 4th cable. Place it here, and then the machine. Because, as I told you before, a machine can request up to 4 amperages. It's a complex system, but it really pays off if you start to understand how the mechanic works. This will allow us to have a higher voltage energy line ending on lesser voltage, and so on, because no matter what transformers, they always take just 1 amperage ever. Only machines take more than 1. So in this case, when the energy comes down here, I was just gonna lose the amperage on that single line, not on all 12. Well, this was being a long video, and I hope that you may understand what I'm trying to say. Study your cables, look for the ones you really want to use with less loss. While smart, never exceed the machines, the amperage on the cable or it catches fire. Use transformers to downgrade energy and gain some free amperage on cables, and there is ton of cables to you to explore. As you go up in here, they start to vary a lot. Some carry more amperage but have more loss. Some carry less amperage but loss less. So, thank you for watching. But of course you must be asking, and I ask myself too, how are we gonna properly power this? I still have no answer for you for that. Greg is working on the generators, but as far I have asked and have no reply, he don't answer how we gonna feed all the amperage on one single cable. Maybe it's just the storage is blocky for energy, for voltage, simply fielding all at the same time. I don't know. This is Ung saying see you next time, and thank you for watching.